enough with the Souls-like games. Seriously. Now, let's start this off by saying if it isn't From Software creating that concoction of what makes a Souls game, I'm just not interested anymore. I could tell from the title that you're waiting for me to say something wrong to dump on the rant, but I know you felt what I'm referring to at some point. Plus, I'm just venting. Now, between me and you, bud, you can't tell me that if anytime you see Souls-like in a title, none other than a From Software game, you feel a little disrespected, just a little bit. I'm just getting a little irritated by this cop-out of having stamina, slow-paced, wait for your turn thing replacing the concept of a regular action RPG game. The only title that I can say that nailed and earned the right to claim it to be a Souls-like game would have to be Lies of P, and maybe Neo. All the others, I'm sorry, it's just not for me, and I'm not the only one. Just the possibility of you losing an extraordinary amount of XP or currency in this large, vast world, it just tires me out. And I don't need the action market to be oversaturated with this kind of game. Now, don't get me wrong, I have enjoyed Souls games since my first introduction, which would be Bloodborne. And I've played every Souls games besides Elden Ring and Dark Souls 1. But everything in between, I've thoroughly played through and enjoyed. These games aren't particularly difficult, but the only one I'd say that actually required skill, even when leveling up your character, would be Sekiro. With Sekiro, you had to get good in that game. It's designed that way. And while playing through it, I was real fascinated with each boss encounter. And the back and forth parrying, jumping, slashing, and using your prosthetic arm, etc, etc. But then you have games like Lords of the Fallen, or Mortal Shell, or Stranger of Paradise, Final Fantasy, and even Star Wars Jedi. I honestly don't like Star Wars Jedi, but I'm very much aware that I'm in the minority in that case. I know I'm the minority in that case. But long story short, it just feels like developers leap towards this kind of action game because the general public sees it as the action game for challenging gameplay, and that's just not true. Not only that, but just capitalize on the idea to hook the average gamer within their grasp for videos on YouTube, Twitch, or TikTok. I don't know, it's gotten to the point where people can't really tell the difference between a Souls game and an action game. Now, if you've played God of War, would you consider that a Souls-like or just an action RPG? I guarantee you, someone just said it's a Souls-like. And you would be wrong. God of War is missing that element of it being a rogue-like base game where you lose a certain amount of progress for the sake of replayability. Not only that, but there isn't stamina in that game. What about Stellar Blade? I know that was dumb for me to include that game. But I can't tell you the amount of people I came across that claimed that Stellar Blade was a Souls-like game. Just because when fighting a boss, the health bar drops above the screen or below the screen, or that there's save stations where you level up or apply attributes, etc, etc. I'm sorry to burst your bubble, buddy, but that's just the typical RPG game. I don't know a single RPG game out there, from Xenoblade, Star Ocean, Xenosaga, Kingdom Hearts, that doesn't have a save station where you apply attributes. But coming back to the point, I'm personally not a fan of Souls-like games reaching for it to be Souls-like. Just be your own thing. Don't limit yourself to being Souls-like. Stop piggybacking off that IP and shoot for the stars, or the moon, or the skies, or hell, you never know. The general public might call your IP a Blink-like title if you just go for it. But that's all I wanted to say today, guys. If you like or dislike the video, comment down your thoughts below. How do you guys feel about the idea of Souls-like being a genre? Are you fatigued by it? Do you want more of it? Just let me know. And be sure to hit that sub button, because I need that. Peace.